Hey guys, Leonard from Underground Strength. Today I'm going to talk to you about two phases. Okay, so I've got my whiteboard all nice and set up. Excuse my drawing, I'm pretty crap at drawing. But we have a first phase, eccentric phase, and a concentric phase. Now, I'm going to start with the concentric phase. So, concentric phase is a little bit about the ascending of the weight, meaning when you're bringing that up. Now, I'm going to use a bicep curl for this demonstration. So, eccentric phase, we've got the weight coming in, bang, right there. That's your eccentric phase. Okay? So, with this phase, we actually have a shortened muscle. So as you can see, when I've got the weight and I'm curling in, that's a shortened bicep. That bicep's nice and contracted. Now, this is your weakest phase. Okay? So you'll probably notice when you're in the gym, and pay attention to it, but when you're, for example, like I said, I'm using a bicep curl as an example. When you're curling the weight, you usually fail here. So you try to get it up and you can't. Why? Because it's your weakest phase of the lift. And just pay attention to that. That happens with most exercises that you see as well. Moving on, eccentric phase. So this is the descending of the weight. So say we've done our concentric phase, now we're lowering the weight. Bang, right there, from here, that is an eccentric phase. Now, they're different because this phase, your muscles actually are lengthened. So my bicep right now is straight. You can see that, nice and lengthened. Now, this is your strongest phase. So it's very easy, very easy in this position, right, to lower that weight. Much for example, the concentric phase, where coming up is much harder. Now, why the hell should you care about this? Well, a couple of things. Eccentric phase, you actually break down more muscle. So whenever you go to the gym and the next day you're sore, chances are it's probably because you've worked your eccentric phase. Okay? Now, if someone, and especially when I do this with all my clients that have goals of wanting to lose fat, build muscle, etc., etc., we always start with placing more focus on the eccentric phase. Okay? And a little something that I want to add to that is time under tension. Okay? So, what's helped me in regards to overcoming plateaus, increasing my lean muscle mass, is focusing on the speed. Not so much the concentric lifts, but more on the eccentric. And another thing there, if you place more emphasis on this is your strongest phase. So if you annihilate your strongest phase, then your concentric movement is already going to be weakened. So if we focus more on this, that already cancels out having to focus on that, which means your muscles will be absolutely taxed. Okay, so something that I like to use is a time under tension 401 tempo, meaning I'm coming up with the weight for 1 second and I'm controlling 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 seconds down. So essentially what that is, 1 second up, 4 seconds down. Okay, now you will have to throw your ego out the door when you do this, because you will have to scale back the weight. You will most definitely have to scale back the weight. If you're benching 100 kilos for 10 reps, using the tempo that I just described at a 401, you'll probably be at about 80 kilos getting to failure with the last rep. Okay, so give that a try. Let me know how it goes. Post some comments down below and make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video. Thanks guys.